welcome back to another episode. And look at this, it's all 90s, black on black, hi-fi blackness, stealing all the light. Hard to film, let me turn on another light. So I stacked up all these components. And of course it's the Technics deck at the bottom that we need to get out of there. Let me show you what's wrong with it. I recently bought this deck. And I bought it thinking it has been calibrated, because that's what the previous owner proudly claimed to have done. He said he calibrated the deck to Maxell XL2. Whatever he meant by whatever he did there. So this tape is 315 kilohertz tone at 0 dB. See that? -6. Let's change the scale, it's even less than -6. Let's turn the tape around and just put in, I don't know, 1 kilohertz at 0 dB. 1 kilohertz, both channels, let's go. 0 dB on both. Let's record 0 dB. It switched a bit. 0 dB on tape, 0 dB on source. Everything looking good. Take the tape out and play it back in the Yamaha over here. Good old KX300, should be working on spec. My +6 on one channel and +3 at least on the other channel. That's no calibration, that's a messed up deck. And here's what I think they did. So this deck was playing back at too low volume. They just ignored that. They didn't consult the service manual and went through the steps in the proper order. They just put in a test tone or whatever at 0 dB and checked with the monitor button whether or not this tone plays back the recording or records at 0 dB, realized it does not play back the recording at 0 dB, and instead of increasing the playback volume, they just increased the recording volume. Are you guys ready to see which wonders might await us underneath this lid? Can't get it open. Doesn't open. There we go. Everything looking kind of alright. The previous owner was messing with these spots for sure. And we're gonna correct that. Let's first get the playback level right. So I'm gonna put in my test tape and we're gonna adjust them and look what the meters are doing. Left channel needed to be increased a lot. I cannot get the left channel to go to 0 on this particular tape. You know, it's a test tape that I recorded off the Yamaha KX300. So we're just roughing it out. Need to get myself some proper test tapes, I know. If the meter range is like this, it's at 0 dB. So we got our 1K going in. We're just gonna do it at 0 dB. Record, play, and let's see how it plays back the recording. Hit the monitor switch. Bam! Way too loud. Meter range +8. The record gain needs to go down. Okay. Recording at 0. Playing back at 0. We need to go through these steps, which is fairly simple, straightforward. We can use the built-in test tones, so let's do that. We got some slight left-right channel issues in between the Yamaha and the Technics over here, so really need some test tapes. I don't have them right now, so that's the best I can do, but I will get them in the mail soon, and then we will check again, of course. And then we just hit calibrate and adjust VR10 first to get the levels to hit the 0 mark. Hit record calibration. There we go. And we have to start with a level calibration. And levels aren't too far off, but they can be better. So we're gonna adjust VR10 till they match. Then we hit record calibration once again, and we're gonna use VR9 to adjust the left channel going down to 0. There we go. Good enough. These are our playback volume pots. Adjust those first. Then we adjust the recording level or overall gain, recording gain pots over there to get everything back to even levels. And then we adjust the bias and the bias level over here. The level on one channel is a little low and the pot is maxed out, so might be related to right channel being a bit hotter if it comes to level and bias. And that might be related to these caps right here. Can you see them? These 6 caps in the middle, they're not bulging or whatever, looking fine, but they are known to go bad, and that might cause all kinds of issues. Might need to replace them in the future, but for now we're gonna keep them there. Gonna recheck everything with the test tapes anyways, because we started off with 315 kilohertz at 0 dB that the Yamaha KX300 produced, which is from 1988, so it's even older than this machine, and it's probably slightly off. So that's why we need full track proper test tapes. It's gonna be good enough to have some fun with this deck, I think. Let me put the lid back on. And let's just try out, let's do some recordings. We got our HF standard test tape we're using. We got to make it, see how good this deck is. Give it an old Chrome Super 2 from, I don't know, early 80s, mid 80s. This tape has been used, of course. If it can do this, it's probably set up pretty well. And we got a Maxell XL2. This tape had the first, I don't know, half hour on side A used. The rest was virgin tape, and we're gonna see how well it records on this tape. We are going to use a song called Silencios de Los Angeles by a band called Cumbia Deli. It's on the YouTube audio library. It's a pretty cool sounding song. Let's start with the HF, probably around year 2000, last year of the line. First we need to press record to enter record pause mode, then we press record calibrate, we press play, and there we go. Now we got the level calibrations, these two outer pots right here, so we turn them until they meet the red line. There we go. They are matching. Press record calibration again to enter bias mode, and the right channel, the bottom line, is going to be a 400 Hz tone, and the top channel, I don't know, 15 kilohertz or so. Just adjust the bias knob until they match. Yeah, alright. Let's check the levels again. Nice, bias. Perfect. And we get the nice APRS feature with, if activated, it only works in record pause mode, and if activated it kind of remembers the peaks of the volume, so we can easily adjust. Let's have it peak around there, +4. Oh, it's a little higher. We can change the meter range to get a better reading. So let's have it there. And I'm going to give you guys the headphone output over here. I'm going to hear the source only. Everything was calibrated according to the internal test tones, so theoretically we are good. If you see that red light over there, that means source, so we're listening to the source. If I press here, it switches to the white bluish light, that's tape, then we're listening to the recording. I will switch around in between. Alright, there goes our little test. I bet this one performed the worst. I gave it less level, as you guys probably did see. The XL2 probably performed the best. I also gave it the most level. And the HF probably did a pretty good job too. Maybe the BASF will perform pretty well too. I don't know, I haven't heard back yet. I couldn't hear the monitor source during recording, so I was just listening to the normal source. I think we got this deck back running at least. Not really back up to spec. Still some work needs to be done. If you guys have any ideas of where to get good test cassettes with good test tones, full track and for a fair price, please let me know in the comments. I really need some test cassettes. Also let me know which of the tapes you found sounded the best, of course. Technics RS-BX707. Nice deck. The lower end of the higher end of cassette decks, if you know what I mean. Probably the most budget-friendly 3-head deck out there. The most expensive hi-fi component I ever bought, this deck. I paid 100 euros for it. Most I paid before was 20 euros. It's a shame that the previous owner kinda had a thought problem when calibrating this deck. They didn't mean no harm, they just didn't know any better. And that's why I always check the service manual. Always do azimuth first, then do playback level, and then do recording level. Previous owner was matching recording levels through the monitor switch. I get his idea, but it doesn't work, sadly. Always check the service manual. Anyways, we're gonna test some tapes soon with this deck. I also got some 90s JBL made in Denmark high-end speakers coming within the next couple days, hopefully. Until then, I will enjoy the hi-fi goodness of this 3-head deck with quartz lock direct drive through headphones. I got the best headphones I ever owned. Let me give you a sneak peek, because I will definitely do a video on them tomorrow. These. Did you see that? Cheapish looking plastic cheapness. But they sound amazing. So that's what we're gonna do in the next video. Stick around for that. Make sure to subscribe. Leave a like. Share the video. Stick around for more. There's much more to come. See you next time. Take care.